All right, Coach Tony, Risling Podium Performance, and today is going to be the shoulder workout with that over warm-up method. I am set up a little differently in the rack. Last week I started with it. Today I'm going to see how it is racking it up behind my head. It just wasn't comfortable last week unracking and racking the bar. I'm going to see if this feels a little bit better, since how bench press to typically rack up and over. So we'll see how this kind of feels. I haven't done this in so long that I forget personally what feels best. So if you like this type of content, please take a moment now to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below, especially if you like watching me make myself suffer in some of these workouts. Anyways, time to hop into the warm-ups. So this, I'm just making sure everything's squared up. Okay, so for this over warm-up, what I'm gonna be doing here is I've got 115 pounds of the bar. I'm just doing a single rep. The reason for the over warm-up is to really stimulate the nervous system, wake things up a little bit more. And the idea is that then I'm a little bit stronger when I'm doing the volume work that's coming right after this. So we'll see if that works. Last week on this, it didn't really do any benefit, but hopefully it does now. Okay, so in all honesty, this lift here is going to be a nemesis of mine, it seems. It's just not comfortable for me. I'm starting to really discover with the left shoulder. It's probably most likely something a little structural over years beating it up and how I sleep. But as you can see, I'm focusing, trying to keep the tempo at about a 3 count on the way down. The second set on the right, I'm having to pause momentarily a lot longer overhead, so the set took a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm getting 10 reps, but it's still a grind the entire time. And then here we go with the third set. Right when I took it off, I was like, uh-oh, this ain't gonna end well for me. But try to go. One thing I've noticed is across all the sets, the right arm on the left side of the screen here definitely gets a little bit more range, and I could feel that when I was doing it, that the right shoulder just wasn't feeling all that great at the bottom. So it was restricting itself a little bit, and then I was also restricting it, not so much subconsciously, but just like, oh, that's the right spot there type of feeling. All right, next up are the standing Arnold presses. 15 reps. Cheat my way to get there if I have to. Now, having just done the seated barbell overhead press, the Arnold presses were, they were fun. Like the first set on the left here, everything was feeling pretty good. The second set on the right, things were feeling pretty good for probably the first 8 reps. The first set, the first 10 felt really good before lactic burn really started to kick. You can see it there. It's like, oh boy, this is starting to hit. And I noticed here that the full lockout wasn't really there. It's just, by the time we get up to that point, it's just going, and I had to cheat on a couple. All right, now for the dumbbell chest supported lateral raises. This just prevents me from cheating as much as possible. I'm going to aim to get 15 reps on the first set. On the second set, I'll go 15 and then to failure at that point. So 15 and then whatever I got left. With these, keep the hands pointing down, head nice and neutral. And on these lateral raises, all I'm really focusing on here is making the deltoid be the primary mover. What I'm really focusing on is bringing up at the elbows, not the hands, because when you focus on the hands, you end up externally rotating. Bringing up the elbows really helps to keep things nice and strict. All right, so that's everything for today's shoulder workout. It was rough in the beginning, but things came along. I got a client coming in, so I got to cut the last part out. I'll do it later on. But my post-workout is just going to be a scoop of ATP Labs grass-fed whey, a half scoop of their greens to rest whole food mix, as well as 5 grams of creatine monohydrate from Clean Athlete. If you want to get 10% off an order from ATP Labs, go to atplabs.com, the link in the description below, and use code RISLING10 at checkout. This is good in both Canada and the US. Anyways, go get a good shoulder workout in. Shoulders like volume, so hit the volume. Coach Tony, Risling Podium Performance. Embrace your potential.